One day after the House Oversight Committee subpoenaed Attorney General Pam Bondi to testify under oath about the Justice Department's handling of the Epstein files, Bondi and her deputy Todd Blanche met with members for a briefing behind closed doors. Now, when Democrats emerged from that meeting, they were not happy, to say the least. And here's how Congressman Maxwell Alejandro Frost put it.
We asked her multiple times, are you going to come and speak with us under oath? She would not say yes. We want her under oath because we do not trust her. Why don't we trust her? Because she's a liar.
There we go. And we've all seen it. And she keeps Oppo's books with her at hearings. Joining me now is Congressman Maxwell Alejandro Frost, a Democrat from Florida on the House Oversight Committee. Okay, first let me ask you, there's been a lot of bits and pieces of reporting about what happened in that room. You were in that room. So what happened in that room?
All right, so we issued the subpoena, right, a few days ago. We were told yesterday the Attorney General to do a briefing with the Oversight Committee. All right, we'll go listen to the Attorney General. A briefing, what is that? Usually you walk in, they give you a presentation.
Right.
They talk about something that they want to make sure you know about. Okay, so we walk in, and it's in our committee room, like a normal hearing usually is, which was a little different than usual, but we sit down. We're ready for her to speak, and she doesn't say anything. James Comer then goes, we're each going to ask questions on each side. Everyone's going to get 3 minutes. You're going to get to ask her questions. And essentially what they were simulating was a congressional hearing or a deposition, except not under oath, no transcripts, no staff, no attorneys, no video, no nothing, in the dark, where she's free to lie to us as much as she wants. And what I think was really happening is they were trying to set up the basis for her to try to weasel herself out of coming to the deposition under oath that is very much needed. And we caught on to this very early. And then Representative Summer Lee, one of my colleagues, turns to Comer and says, I'm not going to ask her questions because she's not under oath, but I want to ask you a question. Are you going to make sure that she comes back to do the deposition that we voted on in a bipartisan way under the law? Because we asked her time and time again, and she wouldn't commit to coming. She kept saying, I'll follow the law. She wouldn't say yes or no. That's her way of getting out of it. And James Comer and her go back and forth, and James Comer literally looks at her and says that she was bitching. And then at that point, we decided to leave. We walked out because we're not going to give Pam Bondi material to try to get out of the legal subpoena that we issued her just a few days ago. And that's what happened. And that's why we all walked out very pissed off and very frustrated at this brazen attempt to try to circumvent the law. And my Republican colleagues were like, well, why don't you ask her questions now? Why? We don't trust her. She's a liar. She's involved in one of the greatest cover-ups we've ever seen with the Epstein files. There were literally files about Donald Trump that were not published. The public saw that, called it out, and then they published it. She brazenly violated the law, waiting over 30 days to release the files when in the law we voted on damn near unanimously. We said it had to be out 30 days after we passed it. So time and time again, she's proven that we can't. And she spied on members of Congress.
That too,
to throw a cherry on top of it. So, of course, we're not going to trust her in some closed-door room not being under oath. And so we left, and we're still expecting to have that subpoena. And I think we put James Comer in a tough position because he came out, was berated with questions about it, and he just said, no, we're going to compel her to come. And so I'm glad we walked out.
So you still think it could happen? If she testifies under oath, which is very different than like a performative behind closed doors hearing, which clearly they wanted to say they've done it or something like that. What do you think the first question, what's the most important question she should be asked?
There's so many things. I mean, I'm going to center a lot of my questioning on the spying of members of Congress, because I think that's kind of a key that unlocks a lot. They're obviously involved in a cover-up. The question is, why are you spying on us? Who approved that? Who told you to do that, right? And I think that line of questioning is going to open up something a little bit bigger that might lead to the fact that she's been directed to cover up certain things, either by the president or Stephen Miller or somebody else. Not to mention the fact that she broke the law when they have not released a lot of documents. The redactions were obviously done to protect Donald Trump in many cases. So there's a lot of things we need to ask her because she has lied, because she has broken the law. And for people who are like, well, why does it matter, a closed-door deposition? That matters because in a hearing, 5 minutes each side, it's all a performance a lot of the time. But a deposition, it's an hour each side, and our attorneys get to also ask questions. It's a lot more of a serious thing that I think will uncover a lot for us.
Congressman Maxwell Frost, lots to hear about this. Thank you for being here. Thank you for running over.